Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we synthesize your source material, your research, your articles, your personal notes, and distill it into clear, actionable knowledge. Today, we are tackling a crisis that has become, almost universal in the search for connection. Dating app burnout. If you're dating in 2024, you know the feeling. It's that heavy mental exhaustion that just sets in after endless swiping, ghosting, conversations that just go absolutely nowhere.
Right.
What started as this, promising shortcut to love now feels less like a tool and more like an emotional drain.
It really does. And this isn't just like simple fatigue, it's an epidemic. The sources you gave us have this alarming statistic. A survey of app users found that 78% report experiencing significant burnout.
78%, wow.
That statistic is a siren call, and it really frames our mission for this deep dive. We're going to go beneath the surface and analyze the core conflict here, which is the dating app industry's business model. We'll show you precisely how the technology is engineered to create this frustration. We'll detail the psychological toll it takes. And, most importantly, we'll give you tangible strategies to seize back control of your time and your well-being.
Whether on the apps or off them.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's unpack this. It's a complex landscape, but a few big players really dominate, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Our research shows Tinder is still the most popular. It's got, 49% of surveyed users. It's all about high volume, more casual encounters.
Right. And then on the other side, you have Hinge, which is consistently named the popular choice for people looking for, serious, lasting connections.
That's the one with the tagline, designed to be deleted.
That promise, designed to be deleted, is the central irony we really need to dissect here.
How so?
Because Hinge, Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, Match.com, they're all owned by the same corporate behemoth, Match Group.
All of them.
Pretty much all the big ones. This incredible concentration of ownership means that the overarching design philosophy, even on apps that seem different, is driven by a single financial imperative.
But wait, if they genuinely want to retain customers, why would they own an app that actively encourages people to succeed and leave? How is that model unified?
Because their concept of success isn't measured in marriages, it's measured in monthly recurring revenue. If their product works too quickly, let's say you find lasting love in 3 months, they lose 2 valuable paying customers. Commercial dating apps are fundamentally financially unsustainable if they work too well too fast.
So the product isn't the relationship.
No. The product they're selling is the search for a relationship.
So critics call this a perpetual pay-to-play loop. The freemium model starts by giving free users a frustrating experience to get them to upgrade. But what is the architecture of that loop? How does it stay perpetual?
It's an architecture of monetized distress. The free tier is designed to be, frankly, miserable. You get hit with excessive ads, they limit your daily likes, and they add these critical friction points, like not being able to go back if you accidentally swipe left on someone you liked.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's intentional. Once you pay for the basic tier, that friction is gone, but a new layer of frustration appears. Lack of visibility, which pushes you to the next expensive paid feature. And this drives massive revenue. The sources say the UK market alone generates over £150 million a year from these pressures.
And the most insidious part of this, the thing that keeps us hooked, is how much it feels like gambling. That famous swipe right feature. It's engineered to be addictive.
Absolutely. We are talking about gamification rooted in psychological manipulation. The swipe is built on what's called intermittent variable reinforcement.
Okay, break that down for us.
Think of a slot machine. The reward, the match is unpredictable. Sometimes you get 3 matches in a row, other times you get nothing for days. That uncertainty, the variable nature of the reward, keeps your dopamine levels spiking much higher than a guaranteed outcome ever would. It conditions you into this compulsive, habitual swiping. The app is training you to seek validation, not connection.
And if you're a non-paying user stuck in that loop, feeling like you're getting nowhere, the apps have a specific solution that hits certain demographics really hard.
That's match throttling. The algorithms intentionally limit the visibility of non-paying users. Sometimes they'll hide your profile or only show it to people who barely use the app.
And you said this hits men the hardest.
Statistically, yes, because they're the largest demographic of paid subscribers. The frustration of feeling invisible is designed to incentivize buying expensive temporary features.
So what's the contrast there? What's it feel like to be throttled versus, say, boosted?
It's night and day. When you're throttled, you're experiencing engineered disappointment. You're swiping, you're seeing people, but they are not seeing you. It feels futile. Then they offer the temporary fix, something like a Tinder Super Boost, which can cost up to $30 for just 180 minutes. For those 3 hours, you're on top. You're visible to hundreds of people. You get a flurry of activity.
And that huge difference reinforces the idea that the only solution is to pay more money.
It locks you right back into the system. The psychological cost is immense. When your self-worth gets tied to these metrics, match count, response rate, it fuels depression and anxiety.
And the time sink is huge. The average user is on for 51 minutes a day, but for some heavy Tinder users, it's up to 90 minutes.
Which leads directly to what we call doom swiping. It's not just mindless scrolling. It's this endless, high-anxiety, negative engagement, often late at night when you're feeling lonely. You're just numbly scrolling, hoping for a rescue that the app is designed to delay.
So the apps have basically trained us to be superficial daters, making these snap judgments.
Exactly. And that's why the cure isn't just behavioral. It's a whole shift in self-perception, which brings us to part 2. Intentionality and authenticity.
So how do we break the conditioning and cure the burnout? You're saying we need to shift from being a passive consumer to an intentional dater.
Exactly. You have to introduce conscious scarcity. If you only use the app when you're bored, the app wins. You need hard, defined boundaries.
Let's talk about those digital boundaries. Strategy 1. So intentional dating, setting quality goals over quantity. What are the recommended hard limits?
The main goal is to break that reinforcement loop. So experts recommend setting strict time limits, maybe a maximum of 15 to 20 minutes per day per app.
15 minutes, that's it.
Or you could set a total weekly cap, like 1 hour of swiping for the whole week. And critically, you have to apply these boundaries at the operating system level, not just in your head.
You mean turning off the notifications?
Muting all non-essential notifications is a non-negotiable step. The notification is the siren call that pulls you back into that compulsive trance. By only letting yourself check during your designated window, you take back control.
Okay, so we've restricted our time. Strategy 2 is about optimizing for authenticity. The big problem here is the facade, right? People presenting some embellished version of themselves.
That facade is the biggest sabotage to a real connection. If you get a match based on a polished, perfect version of you, you create what's called the expectation-reality gap.
And then the in-person meeting is just a disappointment.
Well, disappointment for them and maybe even shame for you. The relationship is built on sand from the very start.
So how do we craft a profile that's actually magnetic? It has to show who we are, not just what we've done.
Transparency about your intentions and values is key, but you have to frame it positively. Don't list demands or what you don't want. Express what you love and what kind of life you're hoping to build.
And for the profile itself, any practical tips?
We highly recommend the 4-photo rule for trust.
Okay, lay that out for us.
It's a framework to show you're a real multidimensional person. Photo 1, a clear, current portrait. That's your anchor. Photo 2, an activity-based photo. Show yourself doing a hobby you love. It shows enthusiasm. Photo 3, a social photo. With friends or family, it shows you have a support system.
Yeah.
And photo 4 should be an environmental shot, maybe at work or in a favorite place. That variety builds trust and gives people real conversation starters.
And we have to move beyond those generic profile prompts. I swear, if I see one more person who says their passion is travel.
Exactly. Use the prompts to inject humor and reveal your specific quirks. So instead of, I love traveling, on a Hinge prompt like, I'm competitive about, you could say, finding the best hidden microbrewery in every new city I visit.
Oh, that's so much better. It's specific. It's a conversation starter.
It makes the conversation inevitable.
Okay, so by limiting our time and controlling our profile, we shift the power dynamic. But what about the ultimate countermeasure? Just bypassing the apps entirely.
This is crucial. We call this activity-based dating, social expansion. Shared interests in a group setting build different kinds of intimacy, emotional, intellectuals, before the pressure of a date even starts.
The source has had some really great examples of this. It's about leveraging things you already enjoy.
Precisely. Look for things that require cooperation. Co-ed sports leagues, dance classes like salsa, rock climbing, bouldering, where you literally rely on each other.
Or even volunteering, which immediately aligns you with people who share your values.
Yes. And don't discount structured social hobbies like D&D or other tabletop gaming groups. They are inherently social and require focused interaction.
And what's the mindset you need for this? You can't show up to a volunteer shift like you're swiping at a bar.
You have to adopt an outcome-independent approach. Your primary goal is just enjoying the hobby and expanding your social circle. Dating is a bonus, not the objective.
Right.
This removes all that performance anxiety and makes you genuinely present and engaging.
And of course, there's the old-fashioned way, the friend of a friend approach.
It's still a crucial strategy. People really overlook the power of just telling friends and family that you're looking to meet new people. The trust is automatically higher when it's an introduction from a known source.
So to synthesize this, we're not necessarily saying delete the apps. It's more like minimize their role. Use them as an introduction tool, not as the curator of your love life.
That is the essential shift. You separate your self-worth from your match count. You internalize that ghosting or slow responses are symptoms of the app's dysfunction, not a reflection of your value.
This has been a profoundly insightful deep dive. We learned the digital dating game is run by companies prioritizing profits, intentionally slowing down your search for love.
But we also identified powerful ways to regain control, setting strict boundaries, being radically authentic, and, activating our real-world social lives.
To summarize that final insight, the apps are effective at introductions. The data shows over half of couples meet online now. They serve a purpose.
However, the health of your actual dating life depends entirely on your internal self-work first. If you go into the app whole and intentional, you're just less susceptible to its engineered disappointment.
And here's a provocative thought to leave you with. Centered on regulation versus freedom in this market, we found that some countries are already taking radical steps. Countries like Iran and Japan have launched state-run dating apps.
Yeah, and these state-run apps are optimized solely for long-term relationships and family formation. They're designed to directly counteract the addictive, profit-driven nature of commercial apps.
So if commercial apps are intentionally designed to fail you slowly for profit, by throttling matches and creating gambling-like features, it raises a big question for those of us in liberal democracies.
Right.
Is future government regulation, or at least stronger public health oversight, a necessary safeguard to protect the social benefits of lasting, stable relationships? Something profound to think about the next time you open an app.